Just planted out the watermelons that were growing indoors. They always look so small when they're out, but so big when they're indoors. So I've done these in a HEDGEHOGS bed, which means they've got distance to grow and spread out. So some are smaller than others. I just transplanted the whole lot that were indoors because I've now run out of my homemade compost. So I've got no more to put in pots to transplant and pot up. So everything's just come out now. Small ones, as I say. I even put the small ones in. They may well get eaten, because normally I'd leave them till about this size before I put them out. And there were about 5 big ones. And we'll see how they go. My HEDGEHOGS beds. I might plant out some more peppers now. I'm going to go and have a look, see if anything else can come out, because it's now so hot indoors. Apart from the little seedlings, which I've got to continually water because it's so hot indoors now. Things need to come out, and then I can just water outside. Look who I've spotted out here. It's Pebbles enjoying the sunshine. You want some attention, Pebbles? So now that I've planted all the watermelons out from this table, I've just moved the normal melons up into this space, and there's still a few more down here that there wasn't room for. watermelons that I've got to plant out. Some will go in the hugelkultur bed, and then I've got another big lot that I may well put in the raised beds. And see how things are coming along in the rabbit cages. Yes, the tomatoes. This is my final lot of tomatoes that I'm going to grow this year. I've got so many in the garden, so they're coming along fine this side. And the other side, zucchinis and mini munch cucumbers. And some other up planting I've done. And this is how the broccoli's coming along, but I will need to transplant that out. I need to deal with some netting first. It's all behind the two baths, so that's all tidy. We did all around here. And behind this bath, which I still don't know what I'm going to do with that one yet, because the area is clear. These are just tree seeds left here. My pomelo. And these are my new cuttings and some other things I just transplanted from indoors into pots. And how are these doing? Yeah, I think some are taken. The rosemary looks like it's really taken. I haven't been around to really deal with these, which is always the downfall of me doing cuttings. Yeah, I think some have taken. It's definitely green coming on some. And that was the pomegranate I just pushed in the earth. I didn't really deal with that, but it didn't have any sign of life anyway on it. Let's just see how that's going. That's a little update. Farm. I've got two lots of red kohlrabi that I'm going to plant out in that hugelkultur bed where I've got the other kohlrabi growing. And as I always say, I plant white on the right and red on the left of all crops. And I found this. I'd forgotten I'd grown some peas in one of the cat food bags that I put inside the bottles on the bottle farm. So they've done very well in there, so that's the way I'm definitely going to start peas in the future. And while I was weeding out the other bottles and bits and pieces in this nursery area, I've come across some bits of chard. It's so easy to grow here because it just freely grows everywhere. So I've just pulled those out but put them in the wheelbarrow, and I do have a chard bed down the hugelkultur beds, so I'll go and take those down there and transplant them with these. I think these need planting out. It's when they start to look a bit too big for their pots. I always look underneath to check the roots, see if the roots are coming through. Oh yes, look at the root on that one. Definitely time to plant out. And these are the second type of endive that I bought, a different variety, and they're going to go out in a hugelkultur bed. And I'm doing a really long job. There was two ties here, this is the bottom one. I'm digging it all out. We've got roots coming through, so we think some of them we didn't have anything underneath. Newer ones I do have bases underneath. We use a lot of old Paul Lilos and things like that, which I did in this one I made more recently. So I've got to go through and look. Some I can see, I don't know if you can see, there's a bit blue under there, and maybe this one. And I've got to dig all these out. Some things are growing in them and some aren't, so I think the roots come through. This is the roots just out of that top one I've already done. So I'm also going to pat round them because a lot of the roots were actually also coming from behind here, the level here, and coming through. So even though there may be things underneath, it wasn't enough. It's going to be a long job. It's not going to be done in one go. And there is the soil I've taken out. And while I'm doing it, I'm sieving through all stones, and then might use the small stones to make cement. This is the second pot of stones of what I've done so far. There's already a bucket full. So wish me luck with that. I've been doing lots of work down the chill out area. I've marked where I've planted seeds. I know which area to water between all different stakes. I've done some of the tall giant marigolds, some of the normal marigolds, and some of the flower seeds I got from Stephanie, one of my volunteers. Mike's been busy making framework, if you like, for the grapevines to string up. Just put in brackets. So this afternoon I think I might be stringing those up. And I finished putting both the pots that were here into one pot, into my new pot. That is now the right size for the cauldron, and this will all grow down, so you won't see anything below it. I was going to plant something in this middle bit, but obviously the top bits will grow down now. That's a little update on what's happening in the chill out area. One of our volunteers, Virag, actually made the top to this, but we've made it detachable so we can take it in the winter, and we took it in when it was done so that we had a windstorm and it wouldn't get damaged. Planted out the Boston pickling cucumber and the mini munch cucumbers into this tub. And they have grown well in here before, all sorts of cucumbers. Last year in here I planted loofahs, which you will see grew really well, and I now have many loofahs to use. And my poinsettia is still growing really well. This is the end of April. How are yours going? Kitty? What you doing? The indoor garden has gone, and that opens up again to our really fabulous view when we're sitting in the room behind this room, our winter sun lounge. We can see straight through here. Third bucket of artichokes already harvested this year, and it's still only April.